been over here with Jared Scudder trying to show him stuff. We got a lot of it recorded on my little clandestine audio device. He understands that I don't have the ability to process it, but I guess I had to let him do this planing. Should I plane it so that, here you go.
Hello, today is April 4th. It is, what time is it? I just had my thing. 4:14. And I went over a lot of evidence with Sean, a lot of stuff that happened here, a lot of stuff that happened other places. I went over the actual doctor's notes, the psychologist's notes, and what hospitals had tried to claim he had was not what was given to him as a diagnosis from his actual therapist. So to the best of my knowledge and the best of the information that I was given, all of this stuff that he has, all the information, all the evidence is things that do need to be turned in. And we plan on Monday, the 10th, to either hop down to the courthouse or try to call and find somebody that'll come out to us and getting all of that information turned in.
Now, one of the things is a lot of the issues and you can correct me if I say anything that's wrong.
Oh, you're good.
The issue that I've been having with being able to process it, not having a place to process it, and also the fact that it's so loud in the different environments, and a lot of that, it does make it difficult. Now, there was several files that I was able to show that do have a crap ton in them, and there's no way that we were going to be able to go through those. One of the things for people trying to help is that it's important for the public to know that this is an overwhelming situation, that the amount of time that people are able to make versus what it's actually going to take to clear this up, nobody's going to be able to do that. But also it's something that does need to be done for our safety. Now, is that incorrect?
No, that is a very accurate factual statement.
When I say that these people exist, I say proof that they exist. When I say I saved evidence they exist, I saved evidence they exist. When I say that I saved evidence, they said what they said what they said, and it is recorded. When I say that I recorded on my clandestine audio device and it takes forever to get done, I meant it. Oh, gracias.
And
Red Bull gives you wings.
like I said, it's a little heavy.
The bag is snacks.
That ain't heavy, it's my brother.
No, that's my brother.
Anyway, my plan for the day was to come out and try to check in with him and get him to actually take a look at the fact that there is so much of it. We only opened up, 5 of the actual files that are actually on the computer?
Yep.
And
Somewhere between 5 and 7 that we looked in.
and there's a lot in them. So, I mean, it's not like it's something where I can just sit down in 5 minutes and go through and listen to them all. Also, as far as lettering and numbering them so that they can be accessed as evidence, it's a giant hodgepodge of crap that is all amalgamated into one big giant mess. And the longer this goes on, the bigger the mess gets, the more secluded and restricted that I get. Like right now, I'm literally living in a parking lot over in Tillamook Sporting Goods, and I try to spend part of my day at the Fred Meyer. And I don't know how you feel about doing the cops' jobs or how Caleb feels about doing the cops' jobs, but
The problem is if they're not going to do it, somebody has to.
right. And for you, does it seem to you like I'm out here trying to hurt people?
Now, I haven't had any problems whatsoever.
Well, one of the big things is, people hate me for putting names and numbers up on the internet. And, what I needed was those names and numbers in court.
Right.
And that's what I needed their help for, so I don't get stuck with the mentally ill tag. Kind of like here at the hospital, misdiagnosing people. There's like 4 people that said they were misdiagnosed there. Yeah.
They told me I had a 2nd-degree sprain, and they put my entire leg in a splint.
Yep. Well, one of the things the cops, the way they've treated me is definitely not acceptable. But the other thing is the way they treated me as far as trying to turn in the assault, that's not working either. And with the people getting a hold of me and, like that scammer guy, that's when that happened this morning. I had plans on turning in other stuff. And this morning I was like, all right, when I get to Jared's, I'm going to try to see if I can show him that part and at least get that turned in today.
Yeah.
But was I wrong about that guy?
No, that.
I don't want to put this stuff on the internet. I want to put it in court. I want these predators in court. And I want myself and my loved ones to stop paying the piper for the crimes of others. I don't want to be forced to do any of this illegal stuff. I don't want to be illegally sleeping in a parking lot. I don't want to be releasing people's personal information, and I sure don't want to be doing that to people that I like. But at the same time, when people die, I freak out. When I got people getting a hold of me, threatening to kill me still, people harassing me, you're a child molester, you're a rapist, you're a murderer crap. And am I wrong? Is that not?
That was what he was trying to state, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I didn't ask for this guy to harass me. It was unsolicited. It's not like I was like, hey, I got a great idea. This 800, 8 something, or 308, 800, 365 something number. It's not like I woke up and asked for that. It's not like I woke up and asked for my car to break down. It's not like I woke up and asked for the cops to blow me off or talk over me. Now, the situation in Rawlins, did you think those guys were nice? No.
Immediately talking over you, starting to try to escalate, your emotions, trying to threaten you.
It's nice saving the evidence. It's also a lot easier to get people to understand when somebody takes a look at it and admits that it exists. For a lot of this, we're not going to be able to listen to the whole videos or go through all of it. But the fact is that the situations did happen. The people in them were recorded doing the things that I said they did. The recordings do exist, and there's a lot more to show. The problem is, well, like with Jared and his schedule and with his health issues and with his personal and family life, where is he going to find the time to do this? He's trying to make time, just like his mom tried to make time. And, it's a situation of they didn't quite understand that it's different for me at the beginning. And by the time it was to that point, I was already scared enough that, I'm scared. I'm not necessarily going to make the best decisions. I'm going to make decisions based on saving people right fucking now. When people's lives are at stake, yeah, that is when you are most likely to have your number released on the internet, especially if you're involved in the situation. And I've asked you to come forward, and those people ended up dead because you never came forward. I don't hate any of these people. And I don't think any of them are evil except for Ted Bollinger. And that doesn't mean that none of these people did evil things. So, all right, you were going to help me with my computer a few times.
Yeah.
Am I incorrect?
We were going to work on the computer, and then it was... God ended up getting sick because of my Crohn's disease, and then we just never set up another date, and just nothing ever ended up keeping going on that.
See? Now, I did go in and see him while he's at work, but also with me losing his phone number more than once. Basically all I have is conversations that I had with him, short conversations at work at the professional counter. And of course, it was when I had professional business there too, or I would manufacture something. I'd go buy something I could ask something stupid about, but I'd buy it. or I'd go up to the specific counter just because there was information I needed, and I was supposed to meet with the cops, and Jared was there. But as far as finding the time, the same issue with him is very much the same issue with his mom and with a lot of other people. They have lives of their own. And it's important to understand there's a big difference between not wanting to help and not having the time. There's also something to be said about a lot of people didn't understand how serious the situation it was or how much my life really is at risk even here. Now, am I wrong about millions of people watching those Natalie Bollinger videos?
No, I seen the video count, the view count on all of them.
There's a lot. And it's hard to believe that people would be able to sell to themselves this notion that with that going on still to this day, the most recent one was just 4 days ago. It's hard to believe that with all of that going on, that the police would be able to pretend like I wasn't being threatened or wasn't being harassed, especially when officers, especially at the very beginning, there were officers who did see it, namely the 2 officers in Natalie Bollinger's case. They kind of had to. And because it's a murder case, they don't get to destroy that evidence. It shows I tried to do the right thing, and that they went out of their way to paint me as a horrible monster, to try to frame me for a murder I didn't commit, frame me for assaults I didn't commit, frame me for threats I didn't commit. And guess what? When I did finally threaten people, I did so loud and proud because it was necessary for the preservation of human lives. Now we're going to try to do something on Monday, right? We're going to try to do something on Monday. In between now and then, I still don't have a place to process the evidence safely. With the situation at McDonald's, that leaves me literally with just the Fred Meyer's Starbucks. And hopefully, like tonight, I can't really go back because the 2 guys that are most likely to tell me something about hanging out, they're both working today. And one of them is... he was here this morning, so he won't be on at the evening. But I will try to get as much done as possible. A lot of the stuff that I've sent him so far is basically to show him that I had to stay in abusive environments, and that the stuff that I said while I was not locked up was true. The stuff that I said about when I was locked up, that's the cop's word versus mine, and it never should have gotten to that point. I guess I should probably let you guys do your thing.
All right.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of. Just right off the top of my head, at least.
All right. Well, that's kind of what we've been doing today, and I am thankful for Jared's assistance. I'm glad that I got the audio recording thing done, and I'm going to turn off the recording thing now because I don't need this on anymore. I will probably add my own narrative as I drive down to Fred Meyer's, and I'll talk about how I'm prettier than this man, so he can't be William Wallace. All right, thanks, Jared. I'll try to send you some more stuff. The stuff with the therapist is only a start. I'm glad you read that because that's got my actual diagnosis.
Yep.
A lot of the other stuff, like I said, it's a matter of establishing it as a timeline. If they pretend that I was threatening to kill people before Natalie died, I absolutely didn't, and there's zero evidence that suggests it. The problem is that it doesn't matter what the evidence shows. It mattered that I was a hobo and a male.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Jared.
Of course.
Now that I've got your number actually typed in and memorized in my phone,
Yes.
that ought to make it easier instead of... I literally had a fucking severe panic attack on Facebook about
No,
that.
you're good, man.
All right.
Trust me, I get it.
Yes, sir. Also, I don't know who that lady was, the really old short lady with Farnsworth. But as much as she's angry with me, I think she can do more good than harm because she seems to actually care about him. And I think she probably has some understanding of disabilities as a result of it because he's not easy to handle.
Right.
All right. No, thank you for being a hero today.
Of course.
Hope you don't mind. I'm going to bitch at you for days about this.
You're all good.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. Now, the really scary stuff is when you start getting into looking at the medications they put in me. Oh, Jared!
What's up?
Some of the calls that I need to make, I need to be able to make somewhere other than at the Fred Meyers.
Okay.
If there was an ability for you to do so, where I might be able to set up maybe an hour or so this week to make a couple of the calls in peace and quiet with you, if that would be all right.
So, I was gonna say,
Not this week.
right. But what I was gonna say is, I know that I still have a library card, and I know they have rooms in which you can make phone calls, do that kind of stuff. And that was one of the things I was gonna suggest is, since I have a library card, we could go there, rent out one of the rooms. It's one of the quiet rooms where you can basically, kind of shut yourself in, and you don't have to deal with the people on the outside, and they can't, mess with you and stuff like that.
Yep. Well,
So-
but the whole thing would just be making sure I didn't have to make the calls alone, and I could actually make them there. One of the reasons I don't go to libraries, goddamn velociraptors. The libraries are the easiest place to get kicked out of because of the echo. And a lot of the quiet rooms that they have aren't quiet. Obviously, with the stuff I was talking about, that's stuff that people don't want talked about in front of their kids. They don't want to hear it. They want peace and quiet while they're reading.
Well, these normal talks like this in those rooms aren't able to be heard on the outside. Anything above this would probably be. But
Okay?
as long as we, keep our tone in about this, those rooms are pretty silent.
All right. Well, if you...
I've
I'm homeless and I don't have a job, so any scheduling that you can set up,
yeah.
I'll work around your scheduling because I have to.
Yeah. So Monday we're doing the police thing. So Tuesday, we'll see what we can do on Tuesday to do the other thing.
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Badass. Thank you.
Not a problem.
I'm still prettier than you.
That's fine. I have a better beard.
Oh, God, you do, and you're right. He's absolutely right. He has a much better beard than I do. Pink salt flavor tater chips. Pink salt. Oh. The snack that smiles back, goldfish. Skittles. Party animals. Oh my God! Frosted cookies. Sour Patch Kids. Carrot Patch Kids. I've got a running rabbit. Yes, it's okay to be strange once in a while. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you want. Alright, I don't know how that song goes, but I'm pretty sure it's a Morrison song. So now I'm going to head back the direction of Fred Meyers. Let's hope we don't have any altercations or situations where we've got a Karen who's insulted I exist. You know what they say though, Sharon is Karen. Oh my God, are those Zocs? Nope. It's a peach Japanese candy. Oh. Alright.
This is my niece from Florida. You want break?
Oh God. Apparently, did not bring my wallet out. Sorry. Yeah, this is the electric inside. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange, when you're strange. All right, well, I guess. Come on. Well, I guess I gotta call Jared and ask him if my wallet's inside. Oh, hell. Yep, I gotta hang up. And call Jared.